In this video, I'm going to show you some amazing free resources for motion design inspiration. Hi, I'm Adam Bennett. This is the video shot. Index of aesthetics. Motion starts with design. This site is an inventory of different aesthetic categories. You can search for specific terms, timeframes, or by keyword. There's around 100 categories, and while you might question some of the definitions, it's really well curated with descriptions and examples. If, like me, you've ever put together a pitch deck and struggled with how to describe a particular style, this site is for you. It's brilliant for inspiration, educating yourself, or just pretending to a client you actually know what you're talking about. Along similar lines is Flim. This is another site for visual reference, and I use it all the time. I always tell students that having an awareness and knowledge of film grammar will improve their motion design, and this site has thousands of shots, and not just films. There's a range of mediums, including music videos and ads. They're sourced from high definition and have a team picking out the best shots. You don't need me to tell you that knowing how to frame a shot, where to put the camera, how and when to move the camera, what type of shot, what lens to use, are all things you should be considering when you're telling a story. And seeing how the best directors who ever lived blocked a scene, for example, could prove useful. I defy you to visit this site and not find some kind of inspiration. What I like is how it can lead you in an unexpected direction. Right now, for example, I'm working on a personal project which involves shots of eyes in films. I can easily find those shots, and in most cases Flim will even give me a time code. But it also gave me results for music videos that I didn't know about, which in turn gave me ideas for a specific aesthetic. Let's just see which type of personal project this ends up being. Talking of personal projects, for some reason I always find myself drawn to collage style animation. I love the cut and paste nature of it, repurposing footage and photos, giving them new meaning, playing around and having fun. And there's a wealth of resources out there you can use which are in the public domain or free of license restrictions. I picked a selection, but Creative Commons is a good place to start, especially if you want to know more about open licensing and copyright permissions. Their search portal lets you check license restrictions so you can create with confidence. You may also want to use this site to share your own creations on your own terms. This promotional video, for example, shows how you might remix and reuse open and public domain artworks. It uses free scratches and hair overlay by Temani, and a VJ loop by someone called Beeple. Never heard of him. Public Work is a search engine for public domain content. It's powered by Cosmos. We'll come back to them. So another way to find free stuff, but this site is powered by AI, I guess. I can't vouch for how helpful it is compared to, say, Creative Commons, but it could be worth exploring. I stumbled across this site when I was looking into public domain content, so I would say do your own research. I mean, that's not a skyscraper. Did I search for impossible Jenga? Of course, you can always skip this entirely and go straight to the source. Many museums have open access policies, many of which encourage use of their public domain content. These are amazing resources, and depending on what you're working on and how diverse you want your research to be, you could do worse than to bookmark some of these pages. The Met, the New York Public Library, the British Museum, the Rijksmuseum. Don't worry, I'm not going to list them all. I put links in the description, but many institutions are embracing open access and making their collections available to the public online, so look out for more to add to your list in future. Even if you don't have a particular project in mind, it's worth taking time out once in a while to browse some of the collections on offer. You never know what you might dig up or what it might spark. Okay, I can feel some of you getting anxious. You want motion design resources, not random old crap from museums. Your words, not mine. How about this? This is the MoGraph Encyclopedia, curated with love by fellow motion designer and all-round good guy John T. Rudd. Decades ago, John T. might have had to trudge from door to door, trying to sell copies of his MoGraph Encyclopedia to disinterested American housewives.
Yes, I'm not interested really. I don't have the time and I don't have any money, so there's really no point.
Thankfully, since then, they invented the internet, and anyway, he's happy to share his knowledge for free. This is a great resource for reference and inspiration, exhaustively categorized in different styles and techniques. As he says, justifying why you're using a particular technique in motion design is important. You already know Motionographer, but do you know Showreelz, with a Z?
How do you do, fellow kids?
It's got, well, loads of Showreelz. And if you're feeling particularly cocky, you can submit your own.
No.
Eyecandy. This is much like Flim, but with an emphasis on moving examples, and there's categories at the top. There's style strongly associated with motion design, but I also like the comprehensive examples of film grammar. So that's what this is called. I also love the dry descriptions, often used to amplify the effect of intoxication, panic, paranoia, or sometimes a calm euphoria. all emotions I encounter on a typical client project. Just like the Index of Aesthetics, this is great for spotting up on technical terms you may be unfamiliar with. You can download the GIFs to use, say, in a mood board. Speaking of which, some viewers have asked what software I use for mood boards. PureRef is completely free, and there's loads of features I haven't even explored yet. But it's dead easy to use, and the latest update supports GIFs. Okay, let's look at Cosmos.
Welcome to Cosmos.
Sorry, Cosmos. Actually, let's just hear what they have to say.
Your new home for discovering and curating the most inspiring content on the internet. A space to save and curate anything that inspires you without the noise or distractions of the internet.
Okay, yeah, that supposedly AI voiceover is bloody infuriating. You know what? I only just discovered this site. It basically looks like an AI-powered Pinterest. Let's take a hard tonal left turn into the David Rumsey map collection. Yes, we're hitting the public domain archives again, but come on, the site's glorious. Honestly, I could happily base the entire rest of my career mining this site for inspiration. I wouldn't get paid for any more work, ever, but I'd be in heaven making it. Map collection doesn't even do this justice. There's so much more than that. Data visualization. Average monthly wages in various branches of industry in rubles. Anyone? There's over 100,000 images, and the resolutions you can download are insane. Here's a fun game. Put your town and city in and see what you get back. Who the hell even is David Rumsey? Well, there's even a documentary on him. I couldn't love this site more. Thanks to friend of the channel, Dyslexic Mitochondria, for the heads up. And check out their channel, they've got some great videos. And unlike this corporate whore, they don't run ads.
By the way, if anyone here is in advertising or marketing, kill yourself.
Last but not least, fonts in use. I'm sure by now you're all sick of me explaining websites, so I'll let this speak for itself. There's a blog, and honestly, a lot of this stuff is right up my street. You can search by typeface. Wait. I don't want to be a massive pedant pants, but aren't fonts the different weights and styles of a typeface? Shouldn't this site be typefaces in use? Am I nitpicking, or have I just got that wrong? Whatever, never mind. Fonts, or typefaces, or whatever, in use is another new discovery for me. So huge thanks to Adrian Baxter for bringing it to my attention. And that's it. A few resources you might find useful for motion design inspiration. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.